Howdy folks, it's Angel the Hunting Gear Guy, and this is the Zastava P10. It's a 10mm Serbian sledgehammer. Okay, a little bit too dramatic? No, I think just the right amount of dramatic. It's 10mm Tokarev. It's your standard, well, not your standard. So the Tokarev, when the Serbians got a hold of it, they made a longer grip on it like the M57s had. And with this one in particular, they made it in 10mm, big bore. So it's quite a bit more powerful than a standard. You can see that my magazine's out, and you can see that the barrel is empty. So why don't we take a closer look at this thing?
All right, let's take a closer look at this thing. One of the things that you might notice is the magazine has a bit of a lip on it that you can use to kind of hold. It does let you pull the magazine out, and it kind of holds your finger. The mags don't drop free, although my M57 mags do drop free, so that's a little bit interesting. The mag lips are a little bit wider on this one compared to my M57, so you could take an M57 mag and make it work in this gun, but you couldn't take this one and make it work in an M57. We've got a nice dished magazine release button on the side there. Standard Tokarev hammer with a half notch on it. Put it on half notch, and pulling the trigger does nothing. It's kind of hard to pull the slide back. Not impossible, just kind of hard. You can cock that back forward to do if you want to. The slide stop, let me just put a magazine in here. The slide stop is automatic, so last round hold open on the slide. And we can pull that out. And one thing this pistol has that most Tokes don't is usable sights. It's got 3-dot sights. You can see 2 in the back, 1 in the front there. Much better than the standard sights on the regular Tokarev. Now, I don't know if you noticed, but that trigger looks kind of like a hinge trigger, but it's actually just a sliding one, just like the regular Tokes. It's just cut that way to give it that look. It's kind of interesting. We're empty here. I'm going to show you what that trigger pull looks like. And again, trigger pull pretty heavy, like all Tokarevs, is right around 7 pounds, so it's got a bit of weight to it. It is single action, but it's got some distance and it's got some weight to it. The grips were actually pretty comfortable compared to a regular Toke, really helped with the recoil. One thing I did notice when I first got this, the slide stop retaining slide there, it could actually come out under recoil, and it was just spread a little bit too far apart. And what that had caused is it would actually pop out. And I've got one clip in here where I actually rack the pistol back and the slide stop falls out. Let's cut to that pic right now. So all I had to do was just crimp that in a little bit more, and then it held that pin securely and it wouldn't come out under recoil at all. So that's all I had to do.
Now, how is it shooting this thing? Surprisingly good. The grip looks like crap, but it's actually quite ergonomic. It's not bad. Like, I hate shooting the original Toke grips, especially the non-M57 one. The standard ones with the short grip are awful. You get nothing with your fingers, but I've got my pinky gets on there. The magazine has a little lip on there, so the right hand gets locked in pretty well, and the recoil doesn't even feel that bad in it. Sights are a lot better than the original Tokarev. All that stuff is quite a bit better. So I guess really who would want to get one of these things? If you want something in 10mm, it's not really a lot of options here in Canada, and the options that we do have are a little bit expensive. This is going to be the cheapest option you can get in Canada for a 10mm pistol, so that is something to consider by itself, I guess. And there are some compatibilities with the M57 in terms of recoil springs and that kind of thing, but not really enough to warrant like getting one of these things than an M57 as well. Mostly, I think just if you want something that's kind of old school and kind of neat. I mean, these things were made in the mid '90s, and you want a 10 millimeter. Couldn't really go much wrong than picking one of these things up. Thanks for watching. Do you want more information on the Zastava P10? Well, you'll find it at huntinggearguy.com. I've got an article there with more information, pictures, and in-depth information. Once again, that's huntinggearguy.com.